Hey guys, welcome to a bike I've been wanting to ride for quite a while now. Having watched a lot of YouTube videos on it myself, the Triumph Trident 660 has raving reviews. Is it middleweight perfection? Is it the best middleweight motorcycle? Up against Yamaha MT07, Kawasaki Z650 and the likes of the Suzuki SV650. Let's see if the Trident can beat a lot of them. This is going to take a bit of skill. As you can see, it is not the nicest day, but it's raining on and off, so we're going to get some patches of no rain, hopefully, where we can really test the bike out. But lovely way to start the video. Apologies for the weather, it has just started pissing it down, but bear with me. Oh, that triple certainly livens things up a bit. God, look at this weather. I can see some blue sky over there in the distance, so let's ride towards that and I'll catch back up with you there. Just on it, many thanks. Blade Motorcycles, still at it even in weather like this. Thanks for lending me the demo for the day. Hopefully we'll get some good weather. First off the bat, guys, quite surprised by that engine. Now I have ridden the Tiger Sport 660, which is exactly the same engine. It's a 660cc triple, 80 brake horsepower and 64 newton meters of torque. But yeah, first impressions, engine feels bit bigger and meatier than I remember actually, so that's quite a nice surprise. Initially, riding positions very easy, middleweight nakeds, really comfortable, small bike, nice and thin where your legs are. Actually, you've got nice control of the bike, feel very planted, really nice and light, classic Triumph, light clutch feel there. But yeah, first off, the engine feels very, very nice. I'm looking forward to opening it up a bit when it dries up, hopefully. Anyway, catch you in a bit once we've found some sunshine. Oh yes, yeah, I can already see what all of the hype about is for this bike. 100%. She's a beauty, she's an absolute peach. Triumph have nailed it with the Trident 660. So you've got two rider modes, you've got road and rain. Nice and simple, you don't need anything more than that. I'm in road at the moment, delivering the 80 bhp, 64 newton meters of torque. And the roads are horrendous condition at the moment, but it's fine with that power delivery. So the standout feature is just that engine. Again, it's so nice triple. I think this is one of, obviously bar the big 1200 triples, this is one of Triumph's nicest triples they make. It's so smooth and it's punchy as well. For a 660, I'm really surprised at how nice this engine feels. So far, engine wise, the Trident is taking it for the best middleweight, no doubt. Managed to find a little bit of dry weather for the time being. Yeah, coming in at 7695, whereas let's say compare it to the MT07, the Yamaha, which is 7200. I think that extra money is, so far anyway, for what I've ridden the bike, is worth every single penny, and I've only ridden the bike briefly. It's stand out, I think, a fair bit nicer than the MT07, dare I say it, sorry. So the motor, really premium triple feeling engine to it. It's really a nice motor, guys. And the 64 newton meters of torque, I think what makes it very nice is you get that torque quite low down. It's something like around 3,200 RPM. But all the way from that point, from the 3000 RPM, you get that torque in a linear fashion all the way up to 9000 RPM. So it's pulling all the way through the rev range. It's really tractable, really easy to use. Quite a nice bit of grunt there, but not too much that it's going to throw you off. It's just really fun riding for the road. And yeah, an absolute blast so far, I've got to say. So with an 805mm seat height, very much similar to its competition in the middleweight naked class. Nice and low down to the ground. I'm 5'9", can easily flat foot it, very manageable. Along with that, it's quite a thin tank near where your legs are as well, so it's a nice, small, nimble feeling motorcycle, but with that, it's not inferior feeling on the road, if you know what I mean. You know that feeling. Every now and then you get a motorbike that can feel a little bit too small, you feel a bit inferior and vulnerable whilst riding on the road. I don't get that feeling with the Trident. Still enough presence, road presence, to make you feel confident. Along with that, guys, the weight, it's 189 kilograms wet weight, so it's a light motorbike, and yeah, you can feel that in its handling and maneuvering around, sort of manhandling around, you know, if you're, try and demonstrate it, just pushing around. Not the best demonstration, but very easy, 189 kilograms wet weight. So, just as we hit the road again, we'll go over the suspension and brakes and how she handles, but a quick feature I really like, which I think trumps pretty much all of the other middleweight naked motorcycles as well. Just my opinion, guys, sorry if you think differently, that's absolutely fine, but I really like this dash. Really good quality dash. Yeah, really like the design. Nice, simple, round display, but the actual finish on just the glass or the metal, whatever it is that's covering the dash, is really quality. It's digital, but the, what do you call it, the harking back to analog with the numbers and the rev count coming up. Nice simple speed display. It's really quality. You hear that firing it up? It is a weapon. I'm sorry to say it, but I do like the MT07. The CP2's a cracking engine, but core, eat your heart out. This Trident 660 engine floors it, in my opinion. Oh, it is so much fun, this bike. Just perfect for road fun, you know, for a beginner or a really experienced rider. It's a belter. Right, onto the suspension and brakes and the handling. How does she handle? So up front you've got Showa upside down forks, 41mm. Now they're non-adjustable. Rear suspension, you've got Showa monoshock with preload adjustability, so if you're having a pillion on the back, or you strap a bag, some luggage, if you want to go camping, solo camping maybe, definitely an option on the Trident. I would love to do that on this bike. Yeah, you can adjust your preload there to stiffen that up a bit. So brakes up front, you've got dual discs, but they're 2-piston calipers, 2-piston Nissin calipers. On the rear you got a single disc with a single piston Nissin. Yeah, the brakes are nothing to write home about, excuse me, try and talk properly, but they're more than adequate for this bike. Yeah, not bad at all. You've got ABS front and rear, which is nice and handy. There's no IMU, inertial measurement unit, I believe, is what it stands for. So no cornering traction control or ABS, but I really don't think you need that on this bike. So it's just coming out of slow corners there. We're coming into a national. Sometimes you could think a triple doesn't have that torque, doesn't have that pull, but it's got bags of it, and it builds the higher you get up in the revs, which is really nice. I'm personally really like that. Now I love a good twin, a parallel twin, but I'm really starting to warm to that higher end power on these triples, and you're not really losing much torque with it. It makes it feel like much more of a linear power delivery than on a twin. You get much more of a progressive, predictable delivery, which is great fun. So handling, you've got quite higher up handlebars than I was suspecting, actually. Now we are in the wet, so I'm not pushing it too much, but I mean, it handles really nicely. It digs into the corners really nicely. I wouldn't mind possibly slightly wider handlebars to get a bit more counter steering into the corners, but not a problem at all. I think when it's dry and you've got a bit more speed on, the handling will come into its own. So another lovely feature about the Trident whilst you're on the move, pushing along, is the slipper clutch on the downshifts. They're silky smooth. I mean, the gear changes in general are smooth, but as you're coming into a corner and you need to knock it down a cog, it just slicks into gear so nicely, so smoothly. Adds to that, like, just premium feel, really. Oh, it's got surprising go. So what's the sound like? She sounds nice. I got to be honest, on the move now, it's quite a windy day, but I can't really hear it. If I concentrate and wind on, watch out for the muddy roads, you can just about hear it building up. But I think with an aftermarket exhaust, there's a lot of potential there for it to sound very nice, really sweet, which again is just going to add to that premium feel of the triple. Now the suspension, I'm just on some back roads. These are quite bumpy roads. I think it tests out the suspension quite well. On a smooth road, it's really nice, very well damped. On the bumpier roads, on B roads, you can start to feel it's a bit of it's on the firmer side, the suspension. It's not crashy or anything like that. It's nicely set up for the road, but it is on the slightly firmer side if you're on a bumpier B road, just to bear in mind. However, having it slightly firmer setup, gosh, these roads are in atrocious condition. It's a winter for you. Having it in a slightly firmer setup just makes it slightly more planted and smoother on those smoother roads. So yeah, I'll take the setup with the suspension. Not much need for adjustability there, which is a good thing because you can't on the front. So managed to dodge the rain so far, although the roads are in treacherous conditions. The Trident has dealt with it extremely well. What do you think of the looks? Personally, I think she looks very nice. I don't think it's a beautiful bike, but aesthetically pleasing. I've recently ridden the Triumph Speed Twin, the Bonneville, the more retro style Speed Twin, the 1200 model. Something about it slightly reminds me of the Trident here. Obviously they're very different looking bikes, but let me show you. Just had to pick the camera up there. There's something about the setup of the bike, the tank, minimalistic front end with the tank sort of being your most dominant feature on the front end of the bike. Coming back to the seat, very minimalistic, stripped down rear seat, which I think is a lovely look. Obviously they've got your rear fender over the rear wheel there. Whether you like that or not is personal preference. I personally don't mind it. I like it like that, and to have a really minimalistic, stripped down sort of tail tidy, if you like, on the rear end. So yeah, I think the looks of the Trident is up there with possibly one of the best looking middleweights on the market as well, in my opinion. Also, you can spec it in a very cool colour. You can do I believe it's a Baja, that sounds right, orange, new for 2022, which is cool, but I would personally go for the other spec where it's all black, but you have the Triumph logo in white, nice and big on the tank. Looks really, really nice. Apologies if you can hear the wind over the microphone. If we come round to the front, so I just show you the dash, fire her up. Looks really nice and simple, but also all the information you need. On the left here, which I think for this caliber middleweight bike is Triumph have put quite a lot into it. It's quite sort of high-end, more premium switchgear. If you go into the main menu, you can flick through and adjust your rider modes, for example. Let's go in there. So we'll go into rain. You can adjust your ABS, your map. I mean, you only have rain and road, but there is a little bit of adjustability there which you can play around with, which is a nice feature for this level of bike. Of course, nice LED headlight up the front here. Classic Triumph, very bright, nice, distinct headlight up the front. You know what, just talking about the headlight then, I think I changed my mind on the looks. I still like them, but it's actually quite a muscular looking bike from the front actually. It's got a nice attitude, nice muscular butch, if you like, feeling to it. Yeah, it packs a punch, the Trident. It's not a shrinking violet, shall we say. There we go, the Triumph Trident all wrapped up. Middleweight perfection? I'm beginning to think so. I can see why what all the hype is about. Makes complete sense. It's a really premium feeling middleweight naked motorcycle. Many thanks for watching. If you're interested in a middleweight naked motorcycle, slightly on the pricier end of the market, but not the most expensive, highly recommend taking a look at the Triumph Trident. On that note, if you want something with a little bit more fairing, for slightly more touring, you can basically have the Triumph Trident platform. Take a look at the Tiger Sport 660. Check out my video now, you can see what that's like. Many thanks for watching, see you in the next one. Ciao, bye.